to this week's edition of NFL Takeout. I'm your host, AD.
And I'm co-host, Stacy.
All right, this week we've got Stacy filling in. Bex is out with a newborn, so we're going to pick your 2013 season Week 7 games, and we're going to try and keep it quick. All right, Thursday night we have got the Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. What have you got?
I got my hometown, Seattle, against the Cardinals.
Yeah, I've got Seattle picked too, even though the last 2 weeks they've been a lot closer than I thought they should be.
I would agree, but I think that they have a good shot. They played really well Week 6.
I do too, and you know what? I think the Cardinals have a shot. Their defense has really been going great, and we'll just have to see. I think it's going to be closer than I would have thought it was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I think so.
Yeah. All right, so now we got Sunday football. This past week, Sunday football was crazy. So
A lot of upsets,
a lot of injuries. I hated seeing, but I anticipate next Sunday's going to be similar because there's a lot of matchups where the teams are pretty even for different reasons. So we'll start off with the Patriots at the Jets.
I have the Patriots against the Jets.
Yeah.
I guess they played really great, so I think that I'm going to go with them this week.
I sat and watched the Patriots, today, and we were at the bar watching, and it was like there's 2 minutes left. The Saints were up. You and I had been out in the rain tailgating and at the Texans game for, 7 hours at that point.
Yes.
And I knew, I was like, we can't go home because if Brady goes in, there's always a chance. 2 minutes is incredibly long for him. So they pulled it out. At the same time, the Jets' defense has been playing incredible, and they're going to be at home. So I'm going to go with the weird upset here and take the Jets. It's a division game, and they always give them a hard time, so we'll see. Most important thing is that I hope Danny is okay, and obviously Gronk is getting closer and closer to coming back. Then we've got Cowboys at the Eagles.
I'm going to have to go Eagles at home. I mean, I think that Dallas has done well, but I mean, it's going to be away, and Eagles tend to do well. So at home, so I'm going to pick Eagles this week.
I've got the Eagles picked because I really haven't been impressed with either one of these teams defensively. I mean, neither one. I'm really disappointed defensively in every single team in this division. I'm going to give this one to the Eagles. I think it could go either way. It's another one of those close games, home field advantage. I'm going to give it to Eagles and see what happens.
I agree.
Got Bears at Redskins. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I got my Bears. I don't think that the Redskins defense can do enough to slow down the offense they've got, and the Bears defense is a whole lot better than Redskins. So I'm going to pick that team.
I'm with you. I like the Bears over the Redskins. RG3 isn't playing that well, so just going to have to go Bears.
Yeah, I don't blame RG. I think he's getting better every week. Definitely every week. Honestly, I was surprised even before his injury how well the Redskins did last year with everything they gave up to get his that number 2 draft pick. So I still think the Bears are just going to take this one, but anybody's guess. Who knows with these things anymore. Then we've got the Chargers and the Jaguars.
Well, I think I went Chargers this week.
I have the Chargers, but I think this genuinely could be an upset. This could be the one game that the Jags win this year. So, Jacksonville, I saw what you did today against the Broncos. I know they don't have that great a D. They don't. I'm really unimpressed with most teams' D in the league right now. Except for a few. A lot of disappointment. But you did well today against Peyton Manning. Do well against Rivers, and I think you can get this one. So there's that. Then we got the Bills and Dolphins.
Gosh. I picked the Dolphins over the Bills.
Yeah,
Miami's been off this last week, so I'm going to pick them at home. They've had some time to maybe get some stuff together, so I'm going to go Miami.
Yeah, Tannehill's definitely having a sophomore season. And the Bills have been on a roll, and I actually have been really impressed with how far they've come this year. They look a lot better than they did last year. I think the Dolphins can get this one at home. Again, I think it's going to be a good, close game. We got the Rams at the Panthers.
I picked the Panthers at home. Rams did well this last week, but but Texans played horrible. So I'm gonna have to go Panthers at home.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at what'll be a 3-3 Rams and a 2-3 Panthers. Panthers at home have, obviously that 3-point advantage. Cam had a great game. I really hate to even call this one because I just don't know. I saw the Rams in person today. They obviously stomped the crap out of a very, very disorganized home team. I'm going to go with Panthers just because it's a home team. This is another one. It's a great matchup. It should make for a good football game. We've got Bengals at the Lions.
Bengals at the Lions. I believe I picked... Who did I pick?
I have Lions because they're at home. Stafford's definitely having a better year than he did last year, which is crazy to say when you have a receiver that had as many yards as Megatron did last year. Bengals are defensively quite good, offensively coming together. One of the better AFC teams. I think that there's a lot to offer with the Lions, and I think they'll take this one.
I think Lions at home, probably over the Bengals. Probably makes good sense.
Okay. Then we've got the Buccaneers at the Falcons. I'm going to give you my breakdown on this game. The Buccaneers' offense is a mess, but their defense is solid. Falcons have so many injuries. We just lost Julio last week, and they're just not what they were last year. They're just not. So I've got the Bucs picked in this game. I feel bad, Atlanta fans. I'm sorry. I know you're having a tough year for reasons completely outside of your control.
I did pick Falcons at home. I'm going to go home. Home team advantage here. Tampa Bay's just, they're doing better, but I did pick Falcons.
Okay. Then we have the 49ers at the Titans.
I picked San Francisco.
You did.
Over the Titans, even at home.
Yeah, I've got Titans. They're doing a lot better this year. They're really tough, and I've seen the 49ers stall too many times this year. For whatever reason, Kaepernick and Bolden just haven't clicked like he did with Crabtree last year. And Vernon Davis is, that's coming back. I know he had some problems earlier this year. But they're just not offensively what they were, nor defensively. So I think the Titans have a chance to take this one at home. And then we've got Texans at Chiefs.
Sorry, Texans. I have to go Kansas City.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Kansas City, wow, good for them and their fans. They have turned it around. New quarterback, new coach. Their defense is the biggest surprise, playing fantastic ball. And let's face it, I love my team. They suck right now. They're horrible. We sat and watched, and it got to the point where I just had to laugh when they threw picks. Because otherwise I would cry. And you know what? It costs way too much money to go to a football game and cry. So I'm going to enjoy myself regardless. And I hope you guys can pull it together. You are so talented in every single position you have. Even if I do maybe think there's an exception, that person is still good. They're still good, and everybody else is fantastic. Why they can't pull it together? There was no aspect of the game that was good today. There was not.
I think quarterback is for Texans is going to be a toss-up depending on what happened with his injury today.
Yeah,
so,
and I don't think it'll matter who you have in at quarterback if the play calling does not change and it's as obvious as it is. Every defense in the league has your number. Period. So that's a different rant for a different video. We've got Ravens at the Steelers.
I have Ravens over the Steelers.
I have Ravens over the Steelers. Steelers pulled one out today, but honestly, man, I just don't even know what to say. Their own fans know that this has just been a bad year. So Ravens over Steelers. Then we got the Browns and the Packers.
I have Green Bay.
Yeah,
I have Green Bay.
I have Green Bay, even though they have a lot of people receiver-wise that have been hurt. They've got defensive players missing, but they know how to win. And the Browns are getting there. And I noticed this last year, and I was so excited. The Browns have won several this year already. They're clearly getting better all the time. They're really firing on all cylinders on defense. They're making crazy general manager choices, but they're working out. And I don't think this will be their game, but I think it's going to be a whole lot closer than a blowout.
I agree with that.
All right, then we have the Broncos at the Colts. And no one is going to believe, no one's going to believe that I would do this and pick against my Captain Cranium. I think the Colts might win this one.
I have my other hometown team, Broncos, over the Colts. I know the defense is not as good, but I think that overall Broncos will take this game.
I think the problem is that you've got two really great offensives that has a chance to put up a whole lot of points, just like we saw in the Dallas-Denver game. The difference is I don't think the Colts defense is going to do that. And all it's going to take is one or two failed drives versus Andrew Luck getting out there and getting to complete all of his drives. And, a one punt, game, that's not going to bode well for the Broncos. So I do have the Colts picked. Hope I'm wrong. I don't know. It must be really strange to be an Indiana fan because I can't imagine not loving Peyton after you had him for, 15 years. So I think that'll be a really exciting game for the fans.
I think it's going to be a close game as well.
All right. We've got one game left. We got our Monday night game. We got the Vikings at the Giants.
I have the Vikings. I have Minnesota over.
Okay.
Over New York.
I'm going to screw myself on this. Okay? I cannot pick against both Mannings in the same week. It's like genetically impossible. And I'm going to keep throwing my sympathy pick at somebody every week. And right now it's the Giants. What is going on? It really started last year. Their November slump carried it over into December and is just carrying through this year. I had the blessing of seeing them open against the Cowboys this year. Let me tell you something. They're not playing how they can to win championships. However, Eli's still throwing touchdowns. Like, I have a quarterback that just throws picks or stalls. He doesn't ever come back. But I've seen still flashes of the Eli Manning and the offense that we knew. So I'm going to hope that they pull it together for Giants fans and themselves and can figure out what is going on and get a win. Now, at the same time, I kind of was hoping that the Vikings would get a win today. But I don't know that there's any win or loss that could have made Adrian Peterson feel better. So for that, I'd like to send out my condolences and hope that he and his family are doing as well as they can.
I agree with that.
Okay. Well, this has been Week 7 Picks with your host, AD.
And co-host Stacy.
Thanks.
Bye.